Good morning, guys. Today I'm here to talk to you about childcare in England. I'm going to talk about the cost of it, the differences between childminders and nurseries, what we chose for Amberly, and how we went about finding the right place for her. So if you're interested, keep watching, and also remember to subscribe to my channel and like the video at the end. Also, I would love to know your opinion on childcare in England, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. To start, I was a stay-at-home mum with Ambly until now. I then realised that unfortunately I have to go back to work because we need to be able to move out of here and move into a bigger house, especially if we want our family to keep growing and have another baby at some point. So yeah, if we're thinking of expanding anyway, I have to go back to work in order for us to save the money that is left from my salary after paying childcare for Emily. So that was a big decision for us to make, but I had to look at the benefits and how much I would actually make. And I'm pretty sure everyone is asking themselves this question after maternity leave, but is it worth me going back to work, or am I just going to pay someone else to look after my child and all my wages are going to go into that? To be honest with you, if you don't have a very good wage, it's not worth it. And that was me before. My wage was nowhere near as good as it should have been to cover childcare costs. So like my wage was perfectly fine before, but to cover childcare costs, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't going to work out. I was just going to pay for someone to look after Amberly, petrol to go to work, and that would have been it. Like I wouldn't have made a penny, so it didn't make sense for me. But I decided to look better into it, maybe find a job that pays me a little bit more, if that was possible, and have a look at what I could do in order to make it work. So anyway, the first step for me was to look around at nurseries and childminders and, kind of see the differences between them and see which one would be better and see the cost, the actual monthly cost that it would be involved for us. And then from there, I could work out what kind of salary I needed for us to actually be able to make money, to make profit from that. So I booked a couple of nursery visits to go and view the nurseries, and a couple of childminders as well in the area were interested in meeting with me. So I went and visited two nurseries because it's only two nurseries around here that would be beneficial to us. Otherwise, the other ones are quite far away. So yeah, I had the nursery visits in which I also got told the fees, and I got sent everything, like all the information they needed via email, so I could then review it when I was at home. And then I had the childminder visit as well and met with them, and I had a look around at what the location would be like and what they would be like. My conclusion was, for us at this moment in time, nursery is going to be the best choice for Emily. I'm only saying that because there is a couple of factors that we needed to take into account when making this decision. So now I'm going to tell you the main, the biggest differences between nursery and childminders. So one of the main differences was, of course, the cost. Nursery is more expensive than a childminder, and the cost is actually quite a big difference. So, for example, nursery from 7:30 until 1 o'clock, because I'm going by what Amberly will be doing. So Amberly will be going to nursery Monday to Friday, 7:30 until 1 o'clock. So just the morning part-time, for a full week, Monday to Friday, the nursery would charge me £37 a day, which would then come out to about £840 a month. For the average month I'm talking about. So yeah, £840 for the childminder. They told me that it was £5.50 an hour. So the difference was massive because it comes out to be about £550 a month, I think. So the difference was massive there. The other childminder though came back to me with £650 a month, so already like a big difference. And of course you have to factor in the fact that nursery is supplying all the lunches, nappies, cream, cowpole if they need to, basically supplying all of the things that they're going to need when they're nursery. The childminder, there was the least expensive option for us, which was £550. Was cheap, but it was cheap because she didn't provide any of that. You had to provide your own nappies, your own snacks, your own lunches. Like she didn't provide any of it. You had to bring it all in. So then I'm thinking, yes, I'm paying less, but I'm gonna have to then be stressed about making Emily's lunches, making sure that like she's getting the right things. And then also I'm thinking I cannot make it fresh right then and then, so I can't cook it at home and then send it in. It's gonna be reheated, and some things, you know, like you can't really heat up again. And anyway, I was panicking about having to make her lunches, and not, yeah, and then I was thinking that I would just end up sending her with sandwiches all the time, and like just bits, like random bits. Instead, a nursery, you're paying more, but they have a chef on site cooking every day a different meal for the kids, and following the dietary requirements, following everything you're telling them about allergies and intolerances. So I felt a lot more comfortable with knowing that there was a chef on site cooking for Emily a different meal, a balanced meal, and healthy, like fresh foods, instead of a childminder that I would have to provide the meals for, or pay more for the other childminder, which would have made the lunches, but it was pretty basic stuff. Like it wasn't full on like cooked meals. It was pretty basic stuff, which, to be honest with you, I didn't feel like it was worth the money. But anyway, but then you also have to factor in another big factor for us was when the childminder goes on holiday, or like is sick, your child doesn't have cover, so you're not covered for that. So if the childminder gets sick and has a bug or has a temperature or has a cold, she won't be able to look after your child, and you're gonna need to find somewhere else to look after your child. Same thing as if she's going on holiday or if she's off during term, like a half term and stuff, you're gonna need to find someone else to look after your child, instead of the childminder. And I find it quite a big thing for us because we don't have anyone else that can look after Amberly. So if I don't have a childminder that looks after Amberly, then who is going to look after my child while I'm at work, you know? But then, of course, you have to factor in that, yes, the nursery is open all year round, but it's more likely for your baby to get bugs and colds if they're in a nursery because there is so many more kids, instead of the childminder that only has a few. So you have to factor that in. Your child is more likely to get ill in a nursery with other kids than in a childminder. But again, like it depends. Like it really depends on the childminder and what the kids are like, if they've got older brothers and sisters going to school and stuff. And then you also have to factor in the childminder that I was speaking to was going to look after all the kids than Amberly, so toddlers like 4 and 5, and Amberly's only 1, and I don't feel comfortable with that because at nursery she would be in the baby room, which goes up to 2 years old, I think, 18 months to 2 years old, I think. So she would be in a group of babies that are the same age as her, doing the same things as her, whereas at the childminders she would have been in a room with toddlers, like much older than her, doing different activities. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought it would be better for her to be around kids her same age and play and see what they do and develop together, and you know, be at the same stage of development, instead of in a room full of older kids. I don't know, that's just my opinion, by the way. It's just my opinion completely. So those are like very big differences for me. One very good thing about childminders though is the fact that they can actually offer you a bit more support into you know, I think easing in your kid with them. So like they're gonna do like more settling in sessions, and they are more likely gonna offer your child what you offer them at home. So maybe a bit more comfort, maybe a bit more of like a home environment, and your baby might not feel it as much as if they were going back to nursery. So at nurseries, they've got so many kids to look after, they're not going to be able to be proper like comforting and attached to your baby in a way that, you know, like a personal way, which can be good and bad at the same time. So I think a childminder can offer you that security that your baby's going to be more, you know, like it's going to spend more time with the childminder, and it's going to be the same person. So it's going to offer them more comfort, and they will know your baby probably a bit better than what they would at nursery, because if they would have so many kids at nursery to have in and out all the time, every day is different for them. But at the childminders, I think it's a bit more personal. So I think a childminder can actually offer your baby a bit more of like a homely feeling, like making them feel home, making them feel cared for, and have that relationship that goes a bit deeper than just a nursery, you know. That was one of the best benefits, in my opinion, that a childminder can offer. So definitely keep that one in mind. And then, of course, it's easier for a nursery to be approved for all the help you can get from the government. So all the different schemes that you can apply for, like the 15 hours free childcare, the 30 hours free childcare, and the tax-free childcare. You can apply. Most nurseries are eligible for that, but not all childminders are eligible for that. So you need to double check if your childminder is registered and can offer you tax-free childcare, or 15 hours or 30 hours free childcare. So that's another thing there. You have to check what you can get from the government to help you with childcare costs. You can have a look on the government website. There is a link. You can go on it. I will leave the link down below in the description for you, so you can click on the link and go and check what kind of childcare discounts and bonuses you can get, and what you're eligible for on the government website. So I'll leave the link when I checked to see what kind of scheme would work for us. And they offered us the tax-free childcare, which basically you have to apply for online, and then they make this portal for you online where you log in with your details. And my understanding of this is you have like an online account on the government website through which you're paying your childcare provider, so through which I will be paying Emily's nursery. So what happens then is, for example, if nursery's cost is £10, I will be putting £8, and they're going to be putting £2 in order to cover the £10 the nursery is asking for. So this is basically how it works. So yeah, it works out quite well, because instead of being £850 a month for her part-time nursery fees, it will probably take it down to about £700 or £650. So it's quite a big help. It's £150 to £200 a month that you can get, and I think that's a big help. So definitely look into that, because it's going to take your costs much lower. So you see, from 850, it basically takes it down to like 650 to 700, in which the difference between a childminder and nursery was only £100. So as I said, for us it wasn't worth it going down that route, even though it was cheaper, because thanks to the government and the scheme, we actually are going to pay a lot less than it was meant to be. But with all of this said now, I will let you to reflect and go through all of these hard decisions, because they are very hard to make. And I will let you know how it goes. I will take you with me on this journey with Emily on her first day at nursery and everything that's going to happen in the future. But in the meantime, I'm only going to focus on the fact that we're leaving in about 5 days. So we have to pack and get all of that done and sorted before going to Italy, celebrating Emily's first birthday when we come back as well, settling her into nursery. And then I will take you with me into the journey of actually taking her to nursery and going back to work. And I'm pretty sure you're going to see me emotional. I'm 100% sure you're going to see the emotional part of me at that point, because it's going to be tough. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video and I hope to see you again. Remember to subscribe to my channel, activate the notification bell because I'm going to be posting weekly vlogs and videos about everything that goes on in our life. So if you're interested in that kind of content, remember to subscribe, like the video and leave a comment letting me know what you think about childcare in England, because it's a tough decision that a lot of families have to make. So I would like to know your opinion on that as well. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.